I mean, when I'm saying that longer term, because what we have seen, and I have seen a lot of proposals, is that they are representing that we will be going for the tube wells in the Khan and Tank. Now, just for information, for those people who are not very technical, a tube well, normally only the drilling takes about 1 to 2 months. Then there is electrification, then there is pumping machinery, then there is a network of pipelines. Sure. So if you have to commission a tube well into service when it's actually providing water supply to the people, it will take anywhere between 6 months to a year. So anything which is that sort, which is a longer term results which can be, I think it should be avoided, keeping in view the circumstance.
So, because I'm a non-technical person, if there are tube wells are to give water, yes? Yes. So if there is no long-term solution, and if that's not advisable, so what is the...
I mean, the shorter term we are proposing is that you can have the hand pumps and the pressure pumps. Okay. These are the shorter term solutions. But, you know, what we have seen, and particularly from the government side, we received a request from the government that please drill 15 tube wells in Tank. I mean, it's again a very, very non-technical approach towards it. 15 tube wells, where 15 tube wells? I mean, you have to do a proper survey, you have to go, and even if you have, one is the needs survey, and the second one is the technical survey, the electromagnetic resistivity survey, which gives you an indication that from where you can get water. And then you go on for the drilling, and then you purchase the pumping machinery according to the water available, and then you go on for the electrification and so many other processes, steps. So I will suggest that we totally avoid this one. And this is particularly also true for UNICEF, because you are supporting the PHED and TMAs for tube wells.
Yeah, they have actually constructed some, but we are now focusing on the pressure pumps which are like easily installed.
Yeah. So that was about DA Khan and Tank. If there is any clarification, any question on DA Khan and Tank, I can give you the information. Otherwise, we can move on to Cohort and Hangu. Okay. Cohort and Hangu, at the moment the figures are that 15,000 families have been registered in Cohort and about 8,000 plus in Hangu. So the total is around 23,000. Now this figure, the verified figure has come down to 16 or 17,000. So that means that the rest of the 6,000-7,000 have been rejected during the verification process, because either they were dual registration, or there were like husband and wife both have registered as families, separate families, and then there was a case when actually the non-residents who were actually, I mean, there is a permanent residence and a temporary residence. So if somebody is already residing in Cohort, and that's his temporary residence, and he have a permanent residence in Orakzai agency, and that person comes up with this ID card that I am from Orakzai agency, it's not entertained because he's already living in Cohort and he has a temporary address of Cohort. Yes. So that's how they are rejecting some of the people, and that's why the figure has come down to 16 or 17,000. But again, it's not also reflective, 16 or 17,000, because there are the MACRAM survey, which probably now has been shared with everybody, about I think it was around 50% of the people, the respondents, they reported that either they have missed the date, the deadline for registration, or they have not known from which place they have to register, lack of information, or thirdly, because they couldn't stand the queue and all those issues. It was difficult for them to manage it. So they have not been registered. That's one. Secondly, there have been this Shia-Sunni problem in that area. The Shias, they don't go to the Sunni areas, and the Sunni don't go to the Shia areas. So if there is a registration point in one area, the other community will not go into that area. So because of these issues, my personal view is that the figure is much higher than 16 or 17,000. Even if there are some doubts, it should be between 25 to 30,000 families. Yeah. Now, just to give you another indication, in PHRP we had considered 800,000 IDPs to be given services. IDPs in host communities.
Individuals.
Yeah. 800,000. Out of 800,000, the figure of 160,000 was taken as IDPs in camps, and 640,000. I mean, 160,000 was on the basis of 20% of the 800,000. And the 640,000 in IDPs in host communities. Just look at the calculation. We are still in the early March. We have already around 140,000 people in camps. We already have more than 700,000 IDPs in host communities. So we have crossed the figures for which we have planned in the PHRP. This is just, I mean, maybe it's not only for the WASH cluster, but it's cross for everybody. So that means that probably we will soon have to revise our PHRP planning figures. We have already crossed those figures.
It just got approved.
But just calculate. Just calculate.
You're right, absolutely right, of course.
So we have how many camps right now?
140.
140 and outside?
640. 116.
Out of camps?
Out of camps. 700, no?
It's more than 700. And our planning figure was 640,000 outside camps in the host communities and 160 in the camps. So in camps we are almost there, and outside camp we have already crossed.
Are you saying there might be going back now?
Yeah, but at the same time there will be more coming in. I mean, it's a bit complicated. The next theatre would be Cohort and Hungary, because the operation is going to start in Kuram and Orakzai. So you see, there may be people going back from Tank and Ilkhan, but there will be people coming into Cohort and Hungary. Yeah. So your figures will fluctuate, but it will be more than what we have planned for. The other problem with this one is that, I mean, for example, if I have planned for say 600,000 people in one place, or even across. Now, if that figure is at the moment 600,000 and it reduces, and in another place it increases, the services which I provided to the original one, still I cannot take them out and bring it to the next place. For example, if I have done a hand pump, or a pump or a pressure pump, I cannot pull out that hand pump and bring it to another place, because now there are no IDPs there and the IDPs are here. So you have to redo it in another place, which means more money. If they remain at the same place, you are just operation and maintenance is required when they are there. But in the new place, you have to provide new facilities. So that's sort of thing which we have to keep in mind, because it's hardware intensive. Okay, so that's the Cohort and Hangu figures. We can move, if there is any question on Cohort and Hangu. If no, we can move on to Shower Valley.
The expectation is that the military operations will move now into Cohort and Hangu.
Just to give, no.
The military operations are at Orakzai.
Orakzai and
People
Kuram.
are displaced to Cohort and Hangu. So now that the Kuram areas have been notified, they'll also get displaced to Cohort and Hangu. So they're the reception areas.
They're the reception areas. Yes. Like the way Dekhan and Tank are the reception areas for South Waziristan IDPs. The same way Cohort and Hangu are the reception areas for Kuram and Orakzai agencies IDPs.
I see.
Yeah. Just to share one update with colleagues that UNICEF has engaged two local partners, KADO and Sabah, to provide assistance, wash assistance to 5,000 IDP families in Cohort.
It's coming to that one. Just to bring you up to date, I mean, the population of Orakzai and the population of Kuram is around 1 million. Okay, and the IDPs which are now present in Cohort and Hangu are about 150,000. So you can expect a number of more people coming out of Kuram and Orakzai agency into Cohort and Hangu in the coming months. Just for a general purpose, I mean, I would indicate that we should be focusing on Cohort and Hangu in the coming days. There will be a lot of problems. In this area, as far as wash is concerned, there is a lot of problems. I've served in that area. I have been in Cohort for a year or so. And I know that there are a lot of water problems in these areas.
Water problems because of lack of infrastructure or lack of water sources?
Both. Lack of groundwater sources and lack of infrastructure.